Hi, my name is Megan Hansen. I teach 8th grade algebra at Prairie Point, and I'm going to talk to you about our flipped algebra class. For our flipped class, have what are called video notes. For each unit, we print off a packet of video notes that we supply to students, and it basically has a skeleton of what the videos are going to be about. And then kind of just some more information for our class. We found that this is a good way to keep kids accountable, to check if they're watching the videos, and to get a check-in about what they're actually doing. Okay, so these packets, usually we have a page that goes with each video, and yeah, if you have more questions about that, feel free to ask me during work time. Our videos are then housed at my website. We actually have a link to a common algebra site. So this is my website for my team. And then if you go to the algebra website, it's the website for all of the teams. And then each of us have our own little page here, each algebra teacher. So if you go to my website, you see this is the current unit that we're in. And we have a video for each learning target. If you take a look at the videos, and I'll put it on mute, usually we just introduce what the video is going to be about, and then kind of go through. Usually we have a vocab section. In this case, they had already done these vocab words, and so I asked them to just refresh themselves on that. We go into a couple practice problems where I actually do them, explain my reasoning, kind of a think aloud, and then towards the end of the video, after we've done quite a few problems, and I guess we do another one here, it depends on what the topic is. Then at the end of the video, we'll give them a before class problem, and I'll just introduce the scenario and ask them to complete that in their video notes before they come to class. So then that's kind of where our videos are housed. That way they can see other 8th grade math videos if they want to. We each make our own videos for our class. I found that helpful because then I can reference things that we've actually talked about in class or call out certain students. They like to have a shout out in the video, but it's worked well so far. Then in class, we usually have an investigation or something to do with the video that we presented at home. So in class, we'll have a bell ringer, and then we'll go over that before class problem together. We'll talk about any questions we have. I forgot to show you on the video site, we have a question form where if any students have a question right away, they put it in the question form, and then I get a notification for that, and that way I know, okay, so-and-so had a problem with this part of the video, and I can address that in that opening time. When we do the before class problem, we just talk about in general, how did the video go? Then we get into the work. We have more time to do more of our investigations. Some of them are really good from the book. Other times we've found things that apply to different learning targets. And then usually we have what we call focus problems. So we've picked out what would have been like the homework problems that we sent home with students, or worksheets that we would have sent home. Those are done in class now, and they love that because they can collaborate with their peers. I have the answers posted so that they're constantly coming up and checking their work, asking me, and I've just found that as before, they would get stuck on the first problem and then not do the rest of them. Now when they get stuck on the first problem, they have someone there to help them. We also do retakes. So we use video instruction to do a retake video. After we've taken a test, we'll post retake videos. And then that's part of the requirements to do a retake, is that you have to watch the retake videos, do some practice problems, and then you are eligible to retake or meet with the teacher to retake. That's kind of another way that we use video instruction. And then I just recently asked the kids about flipping and kind of what they thought. These are some of the things that they thought were the best parts. In general, I've gotten really positive responses. There's also always those couple that don't like it or don't wish that we wouldn't do it. But for the most part, I'd say feedback is really positive. And then here's some actual data on how effective is the flipped classroom. You can see most people thought it was pretty effective. This is our students taking this. How much do you like it? I actually, this was good to see because I had conversations with students that didn't like it and kind of got to know, like, okay, why? And for the most part, it was trouble just getting time to watch the video. So we kind of talked about that and are trying some new things to have them watch it in class or watch it at school during their learning strategies time. Would you like to continue the flipped classroom? You can see again most of the responses were yes, but that was just some interesting data to see what kids are actually saying. Some frequently asked questions that we get or that we've gotten in the last couple of years. Students that don't watch the video, like I said, we use video note sheets to keep kids accountable, and then I can do a quick check. Usually kids are pretty honest if they didn't watch it, and then they'll go back and do that during the bell ringer time if appropriate. If I think we need to talk about the before class question and they can understand that without watching the video, then I'll do that, and then I'll have them go back and watch the video. It kind of is a case by case. Repeat offenders, I've used just, okay, you need to come in here during your learning strategies because you're not getting these watched at home. Contacting parents usually works. But for the most part, it's just hit or miss. Every student is maybe once a semester or a trimester, like they just forget. If it's a repeat kind of thing, then I take action and really get at, okay, why aren't you doing this? But for the most part, it's not a huge issue. They just fall a little bit behind, and they see that when they miss the video, is that they're behind on the work to do, and they miss on collaborating with their peers and doing all that. Students that don't have internet access at home, I haven't run into that this year. In the last couple of years, I had a couple that didn't. But they had a computer, so I gave the videos to them on a flash drive before I put them on YouTube. I've had cases where I just, they bring in a device and I put them on there. Or we've talked about maybe needing a CD, but it hasn't come to that. Most of the kids have some kind of internet access or a device that you could put the videos on. How long does it take to make each video? I've gotten pretty efficient at it to where it takes as long as the video is. I don't do much editing anymore. It helps if you're really prepared for the video, if you don't have to go through and make, in my case, mathematical errors and then check my work and go back and edit out my mistakes. But for the most part, I've gotten pretty good. I mean, like anything, it takes practice, and the more you do it, the better you're at. Does this go against any investigative learning? I think not, because what's happening in the videos is it's the things that I would have wasted time on in class. It's not the bulk of the instruction. Now, I'm teaching an advanced class, so I can get away with that. I think if I were to do this with my basic 8th grade math, it would just have to be I would have to review the material a lot more and kind of reteach it. This would just be an opportunity for them to take notes, which we waste a lot of time on taking notes in class, and that's frustrating to me. So I think in the future I will flip that classroom. But I think they still get, if anything, it makes more time for the investigative learning because there's more time in your day. You're not wasting the time on the superficial stuff, so they get to do more. Will I have to repeat everything I said in the video? Depends on your kids. If you're seeing that you do have to repeat everything you said in the video, then I'd reevaluate why you're making the videos or how you're making the videos. And then, does this work for non-accelerated class? I don't know, because I haven't done it. I know the 9th grade algebra team tried to do the flipped last year and kind of saw that it doesn't work if you're using it for all of your instruction with a non-Excel. I think you have to know your kids and know your class and know your material to really answer that question. So, but I don't know because I haven't done it. So that's my version of the flipped.